At one point, Ryan got hungry for a snack, and he wanted waffles.
You know, I can have this for breakfast. So you could have apples or Cheerios or cheese or yogurt.
No.
Do you want a sandwich? I can make you turkey.
No.
I can make you turkey and cheese.
No.
Want to choose your yogurt? You can have yogurt. No? Okay.
His mind was set. He wanted the waffles, and he wasn't prepared to take no for an answer.
Ryan wants what he wants when he wants it. Let me open the refrigerator for you.
He just clung on to them for life, and then started to have a temper tantrum, hoping that she would give in to him.
I know you like it. I know you're upset. I know you like these waffles. We have so many things to choose from. Let's just put this back. You want an ice pop? You can have an ice pop. Is there something that you want?
No.
No? Okay. Do you want more mac and cheese?
No.
And then Ryan grabs the waffles right back out from the freezer.
I'll try coaxing him, talking to him on my lap, reasoning with him, and then ultimately I'll have to wind up promising something. You could eat them every single morning for breakfast, because I know they taste really good. You can eat them every single morning.
Mum should have just taken the waffles when she realised that he wasn't prepared to cooperate. Instead, she fed into this whole manipulation.
Do you want the turkey and cheese?
Cheese. Crack.
Cheese on a cracker?
No, cheese crack.
Okay.
Eventually, Mum left the room with the waffles. But what a palaver getting them in the first place.
Come on, don't give me a hard time.
It was almost 8 o'clock, which is time for the boys to go to bed. However, these kids are fearful of being separated from their parents.
Come on, stop.
Once Dad dragged Ryan into the bedroom, things started to calm down.
We try to read to them in bed, and then Ryan will bide for Fancy's attention and say, Mommy, sleep with me. And I'll try to hold Jonathan's hand so he stays calm.
Dad did get up when he thought that Jonathan had fallen asleep, but that was wishful thinking.
This is what we're going to do. What are you doing?
Come with me.
Almost 45 minutes later, nobody was going to sleep. In fact, these boys thought it was time for midnight feasting, with Mum and Dad's approval.
So what is this? This is the snack before the bed, or the... this is like a little snack. Usually, I don't know what this is.
Finally, the boys were in their bed, with Mum and Dad right next to him. Jonathan fell asleep, which meant that Dad could get up, but Mum was still there. This would be the time for me to leave now. Well, thank you for a nice evening.
Thank you for
And a good day.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
I knew when I left that Mum and Dad would have a restless night, because there's no doubt that these boys are going to be up and in their bed.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And sure enough, that night, the whole family were tossing and turning in Mum and Dad's bed. I think that Mum and Dad are going to have a rough morning as well, because I've got a thing or two to say to them. The first thing that I want to discuss with you both is your home. I mean, there is so much stuff in your apartment, and you're continuing to add.
We work during the week, so when we get home, I don't really feel like pulling stuff out of the shelf. So we really need a weekend or a vacation.
There's so
We need to
much
do that.
here that you can't do anything. It's kind of like, well, what's the point? You can't get anything.
You're living on top of stuff that you just need to clear out. And you don't need a vacation to do those things. A vacation is for you to relax.
You're right.
Let's talk about the kids' behaviour. When Ryan doesn't get his own way, he just freaks out. He goes up onto his tippy toes, he stiffs himself like this, really, really starch, okay? And then he starts to cry. He has learnt he gets what he wants when he behaves that way. Can it be fixed? In a heartbeat. But it needs two parents that are consistent, and it takes basically some tough love in saying no is no today, okay? I mean, there's no reason why you guys can't be polite, but no is no. I mean, look at the toys. I want a toy, and he gets a toy all the time. I mean, how many toys have these kids been brought home?
A lot.
It's
Way more than
enough.
It's gotten over the top. I mean, we have overindulged them.
He looks in our bags to see like a Santa Claus coming home every day. Like, what do you have for me?
You wait, he'll be 12, he'll be asking for a bike every time. You know, I mean, it's just ridiculous. You're filling your time that you don't spend with your kids with buying them things. Your kids don't want or need these toys. They don't. What they want is quality time with two parents who are going to be fair and funny and silly with them, but are going to give them guidance and directions and raise them with healthy family values. The last thing I want to talk about is bedtime. You're laying on the floor to get your child off to sleep, touching their fingers, and then you're in bed with Ryan. I mean, you've got to laugh because it's so, if you don't, you'll cry, because the pair of you are absolutely knackered.
I fall asleep before Jonathan does on the floor. She'll leave me there for 3 hours, and 1 in the morning I'll wake up, my body will be stiff as a board. Why did you leave me here for 3 hours? Oh, you look comfortable, Greg.
But it's crazy. In 4.5 years, you guys haven't slept in your own bed on your own. I mean, that's ludicrous.
Sure.
So we need our lives back. We need to get it all together as a family and make sure we're all on the same page and be consistent, get the structure.
We're going to do a lot and put it in place to change the circumstances. So no more talking. Let's not talk. Okay, let's walk the walk instead of talking the talk.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up on SuperNanny.
I want to go to toy.
When Ryan is denied a new toy, Joe sees who's calling the shots. And later, meltdowns continue in the city that never sleeps. When SuperNanny returns.